Hello, everybody, and welcome to Letchworth High School, the site of tonight's Section 5 football matchup. We should have a good one on our hands. A Class C tilt between the Letchworth Perry Warsaw Dogs and the visiting Leroy Caledonia-Mumford Rivals. My name is Alex Brasky, here for the Batavia Daily News Sports Network, ready to take you through tonight's action between the Dogs and the Rivals. Excited for this one on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Just saw the Dogs run in through the cheerleaders. Here come the Rivals entering the opposite sideline. Leroy at 1-2. Letchworth Perry Warsaw at 2-1. Both teams coming off losses. Both teams looking to bounce back this week. So before we get too deep into tonight's broadcast, let us first thank our sponsors, beginning with our scoreboard sponsor, and that is, of course, Genesee Community College. Are you looking to kickstart your career in health and physical education? Look no further than GCC. Whether you dream of careers in teaching, coaching, personal training, or sports management, GCC has the programs to prepare you for jobs that are in high demand. Take advantage of a high-quality curriculum, excellent faculty, experiential learning, and great facilities. Join them at GCC and be the game changer you've always wanted to be. To learn more, visit www.genesee.edu/physed for more information. Also, this game brought to you by Bubba's Landscape in Leroy. Do you need landscaping services for your home or business? Count on Bubba's Landscape in Leroy. Now working on residential and commercial landscapes throughout Western New York. Whether you need your driveway shoveled or new flower beds for your front lawn, you can count on their superior attention to detail, timely completion, and competitive rates for any type of landscaping work you may need. Get an estimate today. Call 768-6578 to schedule landscaping and lawn maintenance for your home or business. Also, the Leroy Fire Department, volunteer firefighters are needed. Message them on Facebook at Leroy Fire Department or email them at join@leroyfiredistrict.com. You must be 18 years or older to join. Payment for training programs upon completion. Be part of a great team. That's the Leroy Fire Department. Also, Spotlight Theater. Come enjoy their full-service 3-screen theater serving Warsaw and surrounding communities. Check their Facebook page for all upcoming shows at Spotlight Theater or download their app for more details. Also, the Perry Vets Club. Good luck to the Letchworth Perry Warsaw football team during the 2024 season from your friends at the Perry Veterans Memorial Association, located at 64 Lake Street in Perry. Join them for their 10th annual Rick Bell Walk Run on September 28th. Better get there soon. Registration begins at 10 a.m. That is tomorrow at 10 a.m. Walk starts at 1 p.m. Proceeds to help support the Perry Hometown Heroes Banner Program and other various veterans organizations. Also, Summit Family Dental Care, where their dentists and staff are committed to giving you the best dental experience that Warsaw has to offer. Like any trusting relationship, their care begins with getting to know each other, and their highest priority is providing the quality dental services you deserve in a comfortable, convenient atmosphere. Call their Warsaw location at 786-3676 or visit them online at summitfamilydentalcare.com. Also, Zoom Total Fitness. Fitness for all levels, personal training, cross-training, bodybuilding, powerlifting, and yoga. 24/7 access with only $35 per month in membership fees. New equipment in a super clean facility, training, classes, infrared sauna, and more. 861-8995. That is Zoom Total Fitness. Also, Crazy Cheap Cars, the ultimate in price and selection. Find your next vehicle at crazycheapcars.com. where they carry the largest selection of over 150 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs of any dealer in the Genesee region. They need your trade-in and will pay top dollar for your trade. So give them a call at 585-948-8000, or better yet, they'll see you right here. All right, getting ready to go here as Leroy has sprinted to midfield. The Dogs now ready to sprint to midfield, and kickoff minutes away on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back, and we'll bring you 2-1 LPW taking on 1-2 Leroy Calmon.
At this time, we would like everyone to stand, if able, and remove any headwear for the playing of the national anthem, sung by Aaron Royce, Shelby Hatchrider, and Emily Toller.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright skies through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, Calmon's bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And here we go. We're ready to roll from Letchworth High School. The Dogs and the Rivals getting ready to do battle. Alex Brasky here with you on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Both teams looking to avenge Week 3 losses. We'll tell you how it went down for LPW.
Tonight's game will be officiated by referee Peter McCabe, umpire Steve DeFranco, linesman Doug Camp, line judge Joe Tessa, and back judge John Majeria.
As you had the officials announced. LPW traveled to East Rochester this past Saturday night, came up short, 36-16. Caden Summerski, 10 carries, 43 yards, a catch for 25 yards. Noah Lighton, 6 carries, 29 yards, and a 10-yard touchdown reception. Braden Merritt also scored on the day. Maddox Kelly, 3 for 10, 45 yards, and a touchdown. Lighton led the team defensively as well, 12 tackles, 1 for a loss. Zach Brown, 9 tackles. Carter Pricer, 6 tackles and a sack. Aiden Miller, 4 tackles, 1 for a loss, and a fumble recovery. Gage Slocum, a 32-yard field goal in that game. So I think I had Merritt for a touchdown. I think that was incorrect. But 36-16, so it was the Dogs' first setback of the season. They cruised through the first 2 weeks, so looking for another test here out of Leroy Calmon, both looking to contend for the Class C title this season, as Leroy Calmon came up short at the hands of Section 6 opponent Bishop Timon St. Jude last week. Challenging matchup, a lot of athleticism on part of Bishop Timon St. Jude, and that seemed to overwhelm Leroy in that game, and the Leroy Calmon, and the Rivals were unable to come away with the victory. So we'll see what happens tonight. LPW taking on Leroy Calmon, moments away from kickoff. And it will be Leroy kicking it away to the Dogs.
LPW received the ball first, and they are set for the return.
You want a blanket to sit on? I brought a blanket too. Stand up.
I'd like to thank Letchworth Athletic Director Tyler King, also the IT department here at Letchworth for getting us set up at midfield here in the press box, connected and ready to go for this Class C battle. As for LPW, it's going to be Szymirski. As Leroy kicks it away, a short kick. LPW dives on it. It's Aiden Miller falling on it, and now the Dogs set to take over. 1st and 10 here with 11:57 remaining in the first quarter. So here are the Dogs with that heavy set as they like to deploy. Handoff up the middle. About a 3-yard gain. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 7. A short gain there for Szymirski. So we'll give them 4 yards on the gain. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Dogs.
Now Maddox Kelly, a.k.a. MK3, onto the field.
It does appear as if our scoreboard is not working currently. We've been disconnected from the Ethernet, but we'll get back there. A short throw and a catch, and down the sideline goes Noah Lighton. A big throw and catch from Maddox Kelly to Noah Lighton, and the Dogs all of a sudden in business here.
First down and on the opponent's side of the field.
It looks like our connection for the computer is a bit temperamental. I'll try to put it in a spot where it remains connected. So hopefully you can bear with me momentarily as I get that fixed. But another handoff here. Szymirski off the left side. Gain of about 3. That's going to bring up 2nd and 7.
Gain of about 3 on the play. Set up well for 2nd down.
All right, we got our connection back. 2nd and 7 here. Time winding down in this first quarter. LPW on the move. It's Szymirski again off the left side. And this is just LPW running behind its beefy offensive line and letting Szymirski do his work.
That is the rule on the first down. They have moved the sticks.
So a first down for LPW here, and they continue this drive on the move. LPW to the line. Kelly under center. Snap. And a handoff, and it's bottled up right near the line of scrimmage. Lighton for a short gain of about 1, 2nd and 9 coming up here for LPW. This LPW line composed in part by Ryan Gordon. He's done a nice job out there in the early going. Aiden Miller on the outside. You've seen Lighton and Sumariski out of the backfield. You'll also see Jake McIntyre at times tonight handle the football. Fake handoff and a flag thrown by head official Pete McCabe. As a false start called against the Dogs. Also on this offensive line, Colton Dahl, Hayden Schroeder, Nick Cummins. And I think I'm missing one. So a 2nd and 15 coming up for LPW now. LPW coached by Justin Mann. Leroy Kelmum coached by Mike Humphrey. Both veteran head coaches, both veteran coaches overall. Humphrey's 2nd season at the helm.
34-yard line.
So here's the 2nd and 15. Kelly fakes the handoff, looking to go downfield, and it's complete to his intended target, and that's going to be a first down. It's Dawson Shelley on the completion. 1st and 10 coming up for LPW as it's Kelly to Shelley.
Dawson Shelley on the reception. His favorite snack is peanut M&M.
Oh, big peanut M&M guy.
It looks like he ate up the defense on
Got
that
Carter
one.
Pricer
Great tackle.
up there up front as well. And Sam Young for this LPW team, doing a nice job pushing the pile in the early going, working against Leroy's front as it's Daniel O'Gene, Luke Lathan, Marcus Wright, and Holden Sullivan. And a timeout is called as LPW wants to take a break, and that allows us to take a break and tell you about our sponsors, beginning with Genesee Community College. Are you looking to explore careers in health and physical education? Learn more at genesee.edu. Also, Bubba's Landscape, the Leroy Fire Department, Spotlight Theater, the Perry Vets Memorial Association, Summit Family Dental Care, Zoom Total Fitness, Crazy Cheap Cars, and all of our sponsors here at the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Very valuable to us. Allow us to come out here and broadcast these games for you Friday nights, sometimes Saturday afternoons, and we look forward to the winter season as well. We are bigger and better than ever within the Batavia Daily News Sports Department, so really spreading the wealth throughout the 4-county region that we cover, the 30 schools that we cover. And here tonight, 5 of those schools with athletes on the field. Kelly back to throw again, looking for McIntyre, and he finds him for a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1 coming up for LPW as Kelly to his left side, McIntyre near the sideline, comes down with the reception, and that's near a first down. So LPW, a balanced offense on this opening drive, and it's working to perfection. So here comes Kelly trotting back on with the play call. It's been a good drive for him, a couple of completions. One of them for a first down, the second close to a first down. And look at all the time LPW is eating off this clock in the first quarter. It looks like Leroy Calmon may have jumped early. not watching the ball, instead watching Kelly. He went under center, came back up, maybe looking for an audible from the sideline, and the Leroy Kelmum player jumped early. That's going to be a first down coming up for the Dogs with 6:28 remaining in the first quarter.
Offside on defense brings up
Letchworth Perry Warsaw has now had the ball for 5.5 minutes.
Now set first and goal.
First and goal now for Letchworth Perry Warsaw. And straight up the gut goes Lighton. He dives forward. Second and goal coming up. So a long drive here for the Dogs, closing in on 6 minutes taken off the clock in the first quarter. As this is LPW football, ball control, keep it on the ground, let your offensive line do their work, and use the strength of your running backs and mix in a little bit of Kelly. That's allowed them to travel about 60, 70 yards thus far. Kelly, handoff, Sumariski crashing toward the goal line. Is he in? He is not. He's marked short of the goal line. Third and goal coming up for LPW.
That'll bring up third and goal.
So Sumariski stretching for the end zone there, unable to get across the plane. And now it's third and goal from the foot line. I would imagine you'll see Lighton the hammer up the middle here. 2 downs to gain 1 foot. We'll see what the Dogs elect to do here on third down. Snap, handoff. They give it to McIntyre. And a timeout called by Letchworth Perry Warsaw. Looks like they had the room into the end zone for the touchdown, but instead it's blown dead due to the timeout with 4:52 remaining in the opening quarter, as the Dogs have now taken 7 minutes off the clock on the opening drive. Once again, this game brought to you in part by our scoreboard sponsor, Genesee Community College. Are you looking to kickstart your career in health and physical education? Look no further than GCC. Whether you dream of teaching, coaching, personal training, or sports management, GCC has the programs to prepare you for jobs that are in high demand. Take advantage of a high-quality curriculum, excellent faculty, experiential learning, and great facilities. Join them at GCC and be the game changer you've always wanted to be. To learn more, visit genesee.edu/phys ed. So both teams back to the field now. Third and goal from the foot line for LPW.
Only a yard to go, and this has been
You saw last play before the timeout, it was McIntyre off the right side. Let's see what the Dogs have to offer here. They give it to him again, diving across the goal line for the touchdown. LPW takes the 6-0 lead. 4:38 remaining in the first quarter. The Dogs out in front. So they let about 10 extra seconds run off the clock. We're going to have a reset here. And then we'll have the extra point coming from LPW. It's Noah Lighton on to hold. Ooh, and I was off. It was about 14 seconds. So Lighton to hold, Sumariski to kick, and it's no good. The lead will remain 6-0, but the damage is done as the Dogs find the end zone, and Leroy Kelmum, after allowing over 7 minutes to come off the clock, they will take over on offense. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. We will. We'll make it. We'll make it together. All right, so we are ready to go with the second possession of this game as Leroy Calmum set to take over on offense for the first time tonight. What a drive for Letchworth Perry Warsaw. They march down the field and punch in the game's opening score. Low kick, a ground ball fielded by the Rivals. And here they come! Leroy Calmum, a great return across midfield into Dogs territory, down the sideline. And Leroy Calmum, touchdown! Jude Sherman, a lightning strike for Leroy Calmum.
Now the game is tied 6-6.
I want to make sure I got the number right there. It was across the far side, so difficult for me to see. I read 28. We'll try to confirm that momentarily, but what a strike for Leroy Calmum. They come right back, tie the game, and they too miss the extra point. So it remains 6-6 as Leroy Calmum comes right back. One moment. Hey, man, who was that? All right, so I read the number wrong. 26 looks like 28. It was Jack Egling on the touchdown down the sideline. What a score for Leroy Calmum. They come right back, tie it at 6-6. 4:25 remaining in the opening frame. Egling, the big special teams play, and that's exactly what the Rivals need, a big play during senior night for the Dogs. Take the air right out of this stadium here at Letchworth High School. What a return for Egling. This game brought to you by Bubba's Landscape, the Leroy Fire Department, also Spotlight Theater, Perry Vets Memorial Association, Summit Family Dental Care, Zoom Total Fitness.
Now the third straight catch.
And we'll get to the remainder of our sponsors momentarily. Is this one a ground ball returned by by Letchworth Perry Warsaw.
Close to the 30.
And the Dogs will begin their drive here after the return from Aiden Miller. So my, oh my. Action in the early going and contrasting styles as LPW takes a marathonic drive down the field and punches it into the end zone, and Leroy Calmum responds with what appeared to be a 75-yard kickoff return for a touchdown from Jack Egling. I initially gave Jude Sherman the credit, but in fact it was Egling doing the deed for the Rivals. And here come the Dogs back on offense as they remain in that heavy set. McIntyre in motion. They hand it to Sumeriski into the secondary, breaking tackles across the 40, across the 50, and down at the Leroy Calmum 40-yard line. What a gain for Sumeriski, and the Dogs are in business once again. Officials huddling up here. I don't see a flag on the play, but the officials nonetheless huddling. They're allowing the clock to roll. Play call coming in from Kelly, but you can see on the far side the officials talking things over. So now the officials huddle breaks. Clock continuing to roll. The ball has yet to be spotted. Well, they're yelling for the clock. We didn't get any signal from the official. So there's nothing we can do there. Not sure we're mind readers up here in the press box, as the officials have to blow the play dead in order for the clock to be stopped. So there was a flag on the far side. From our vantage point, we could not see that flag. And it's being called against Leroy Kelmum, so that will move Letchworth Perry Warsaw forward. 3:05 on the game clock here in this first quarter, as Letchworth Perry Warsaw is set to take over. And now we have the whistle blown and another conference coming up here. I believe we may have a change in the time, perhaps.
Another time call.
So 3:15 on the clock now. We'll get it figured out. So 3:15 remaining now. The clock will wind 6-6. 1st and 10 for LPW. The handoff goes off the left side. There's Noah Lighton into the secondary for the touchdown. The Dogs regain the lead. It's 12-6. A big play for LPW. Some misdirection in the backfield. The Rivals defenders got caught looking at the eye candy off the right side. That allowed Lighton to leak through the left side of the offensive line into the secondary for the touchdown. Looks like LPW is going to go for 2, try to make up for that missed PAT on the opening drive.
Now the Dogs going for 2.
And we'll see what they have to offer here following the touchdown. Kelly back to throw, under pressure, gets rid of it, batted up into the air, and it's incomplete.
Incomplete in the end
So it's
zone.
going to remain 12-6 LPW. Great action here on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. 2:59 remaining in the first quarter. 3 scores already in this one. And we'd like to thank our sponsors for presenting you this broadcast, one of which is Crazy Cheap Cars. 585-948-8000. That's Crazy Cheap Cars, the ultimate in price and selection. Also, we'd like to thank our scoreboard sponsor, which right now leads 12-6 in favor of LPW. 2:59 remaining in the first quarter with the kickoff coming up to the Rivals. Scoreboard sponsored by SUNY GCC. Explore careers in health and physical education. Learn more at genesee.edu/phys ed. And we have our cutest fan ever here, I think, on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. She has been rowdy and rambunctious. We're going to have to get security over here soon.
There are 2 missing kids. Peyton Olebrick
And I'm sorry
and Carmichael.
momentarily to our sponsors. I had to take you off the screen for the cuteness overload.
No. I repeat, Peyton Olebrick.
We'd also like to thank, of course,
Carmichael.
Bubba's Landscape. And I'll get them a little bit more FaceTime here. So I skimmed over them. Bubba's Landscape. For delivery or pickup, please call ahead Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Saturday, 8 to 12. That's Bubba's Landscape. Also, the Leroy Fire Department. Volunteer firefighters are needed. 18 years or older. So here come the Rivals. Back on offense. 1st and 10 from near midfield. Back to throw. And a complete on the left side. As it's Brady McClurg finding Xavier Bowen near the sideline for a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Rivals. We'd also like to thank Spotlight Theater, 23 South Main Street in Warsaw. Always first run movies. That is Spotlight Theater of Warsaw. Also, the Perry Vets Memorial Association would like to wish good luck to the Letchworth Perry Warsaw football team. Handoff up the middle. It's Egling on the carry. And he's brought down near the line to gain. It's going to be 3rd and 1 coming up for the Rivals.
Egling on the carry, and it brings down 3rd and short.
Looks like we may have a measurement here. We'd also like to thank Summit Family Dental Care, offices in Warsaw and Geneseo at summitfamilydentalcare.com. Also, Zoom Total Fitness, open 24 hours, 7 days a week, $35 per month in membership fees. That is Zoom Total Fitness. And here is the measurement. It's going to be close. It's going to be a 3rd and 1 if it is indeed short, and it is. So 3rd and 1 coming up here. As you had a good look at that measurement right near midfield. This game also brought to you by Crazy Cheap Cars, 585-948-8000. The ultimate in price and selection, that's crazycheapcars.com. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe this stream. The like certainly helps us. The share helps us even more, and the subscription even more so than that. So please be sure to take care of all 3 of those things on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Brady McClurg takes it himself, pushes the pile, 1st down for the Leroy Calmum Rivals. We'll reset our clock here. I'm about a minute off. 1:39 remaining here in the 1st quarter. That brought to you by, of course, our scoreboard sponsor, Genesee Community College.
1 minute and 25 seconds left.
It's been a well-paced game here. 1st quarter coming to a close. Handoff off the left side. The big man, 2 hands on the football. It's Cameron Ridgey there for Leroy Calmum. 2nd and 4 coming up. Gain of 6 for Ridgey.
A gain of 6 yards.
So both offenses having their way here tonight. Figured it may be a low-scoring game with both teams really working the running game, but both teams gaining yardage in chunks. McClurg under center, turns around, hands it off. Off the right side, this is going to be a 3rd and 2 coming up after the gain of 2.
First down.
So we don't have a 21 on our roster here. We're going to have to check on that. So 3rd and, I guess, 3 coming up for Leroy Calmum. They give it once again off the left side. And it's going to be 4th and short coming up. A 4th and 1. We'll see if we have another measurement, and I believe we're going to. That's going to do it for the 1st quarter of play. We're going to head to the 2nd. Leroy Calmum on the move. All right, 21 is Zach Boop. He's taken the last 2 carries for Leroy Calmum, brought them to a 4th and short. He's listed as no number on the roster, but number 21 in your hearts, I guess. Well, I guess we're doing him a disservice. A little bit ahead of 21 in your heart. 21 now on the roster, number 1 in your heart, Zach Boop. So 4th and 1 coming up for Leroy Calmum to begin this second quarter. A critical down as Letchworth Perry Warsaw holds a 6-point lead, and the Rivals are on the move. They went to the QB sneak last time. This time they hand it to Eggling, and he is across the line to gain. 1st and 10 coming up for the Rivals. A big play there from Jack Eggling. And a first down. We'll give you a quick look behind the scenes here at Letchworth, if we can. We also have a boys soccer game going on behind us. Is this LPW Leroy as well? York Pavilion taking on Letchworth Perry Warsaw.
First down on the 36-yard line.
Give these guys some action. Sorry, I missed a play. That was not my intention. Incompletion on first down. Tried to have a little fun. Maybe got a little overzealous. Missed a play, but nonetheless, you didn't miss much. As it's now 2nd and 10. So 11:08, 2nd and 10 coming up for Leroy Calmum. Snap, they flip it to Eggling, and he's brought down in the backfield. A big defensive play made by LPW's Zach Brown. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. No gain on the play. And a tough 3rd down coming up for the Rivals.
Another call for Peyton Alvarez and Olivia.
So 4 down territory here for Leroy Calmum. We'll see what they do on the 3rd and long.
3rd down and a long way to
as the whistle blown and a timeout called by the Rivals. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, beginning with Bubba's Landscape in Leroy. Are you looking for landscaping services for your home or business? Count on Bubba's in Leroy, now working on residential and commercial landscapes throughout western New York. Whether you need your driveway shoveled, new flower beds for your front lawn, you can count on their superior attention to detail, timely completion, and competitive rates for any type of landscaping work you may need. Get an estimate today. Call 768-6578 to schedule landscaping and lawn maintenance for your home or business. Also, the Leroy Fire Department, volunteer firefighters are needed. Message them on Facebook, Leroy Fire Department, or email them at join@leroyfiredistrict.com. You must be 18 years or older to join. Critical 3rd down coming up for Leroy Calmum. A 3rd and 10, 10:15 remaining here in the second quarter. Jostled snap. Eggling crashing forward for a gain of about 4. That'll bring up a 4th and 6 coming up for Letchworth Perry Warsaw now. This game also brought to you by the Spotlight Theater. Come enjoy their full-service 3-screen theater serving Warsaw and surrounding communities. That is Spotlight Theater. Check their Facebook page for all upcoming shows or download their app for more details. Also, the Perry Vets Memorial Association. Good luck to the Letchworth Perry Warsaw football team during the 2024 season. Join them for their 10th annual Rick Bell Walk Run on September 28th. That is tomorrow. Registration begins at 10 a.m. McClurg looking to throw down the right side, and he overshoots his intended target.
LPW will take over. That's a turnover on downs.
And that's going to be a turnover on downs. LPW taking over 1st and 10 inside their own territory. We'd also like to thank Summit Family Dental Care, where their dentists and staff are committed to giving you the best dental experience that Warsaw has to offer. Like any trusting relationship, their care begins with getting to know each other, and their highest priority is providing the quality dental services you deserve in a comfortable, convenient atmosphere. Call their Warsaw location at 786-3676 or visit them online at summitfamilydentalcare.com. So 1st and 10 coming up for the Dogs at their own 32-yard line, 9:24 remaining in the opening frame. Kelly off the right side, nowhere to go. He's stacked up by a few of the big men up front for Leroy Calmum. Big stop by Marcus Wright, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 coming up for Letchworth Perry Warsaw. This game also brought to you by Zoom Total Fitness. Fitness for all levels. Personal training, cross-training, bodybuilding, powerlifting, and yoga. 24/7 access with only $35 per month in membership fees. New equipment and a super clean facility. Training, classes, infrared sauna, and more. 861-8995. So here's Kelly. Sends a man in motion. Flips it to Noah Lighton, and he's brought down after a gain of 4. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 6 coming up, but there is a flag on the play, and we'll see what it is. And it's a personal foul called against the Dogs, or perhaps a hold. I'm not sure. We'll go with hold against the Dogs. And that's going to set them back after the gain of 4, so it's going to remain 2nd down, and we'll see where they mark it and where the yardage is. This game also brought to you by Crazy Cheap Cars. The ultimate in price and selection. Find your next vehicle at crazycheapcars.com. The largest selection of over 150 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs of any dealer in the Genesee region. At Crazy Cheap Cars, they need your trade-in. So, Leroy Calmum has elected to decline the penalty. That means the gain of 4 remains, and it's going to be a 3rd and 6 for LPW. So, the Rivals relying on their defense here. And they fake the handoff. Kelly looking down the seam, and it's incomplete. Aiden Miller couldn't come up with a catch. Or excuse me, Dawson Shelley couldn't come up with the catch, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 6. So a decision that pays off for Leroy Calmum, as LPW will punt it away now. Got to watch for the fake here if you're the Rivals, but it appears as if the Dogs are set to kick it. 4th and 6, 7:57 first half. Lighton takes the snap, does punt it away, and it's fielded by Bowen, and he's dropped immediately. Flag on the play. Great coverage by Sumariski. We'll see what the call is here. It looked like a block in the back on Leroy Calmum. And it is indeed. So that's going to set the Rivals back here to begin their drive.
Leroy Calmum back to the.
So Leroy Calmum will begin its drive at its own 22-yard line, 1st and 10, coming up for the Rivals.
22-yard line. Players set for 1st and 10.
Man in motion is Peter Clark. Looking to throw is McClurg. Up top to Bowen, and it's over his head, incomplete. Up front for Leroy here tonight, you have Jace Jadrewski, Holden Sullivan, Daniel O'Gene, Luke Lathan, and Ethan Leserly. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
McClurg under center, 3 men in the backfield out of the wishbone formation. They hand it off, and a tackle immediately after a gain of 1 on the play. Boy, oh boy. Aiden Miller having his way against this Leroy Kelmum front, bursting into the backfield, and then dropping the ball carrier for no gain.
Correction, that tackle is made by Aiden Miller. Fun fact about Aiden, his dad makes him game day pancakes every morning. 3rd and long.
So here come the Rivals. 3rd and long. Time ticking away in the first half. A flag flies. Boop off the left side. He's stopped for a gain of 1. We'll see what the flag is here. And LPW's clapping. We'll see who the infraction is called against. And it is indeed against Leroy Kelmum, so I believe that's going to be declined to bring up a 4th and about 7 for Leroy Kelmum, and they'll punt it away. Call it 3rd and 8. So Leroy Kelmum used the big play on the kick return from Egeling, and that's been all she wrote for the Rivals in the early going, as they will indeed punt it away on 4th and 8.
Fourth and 8, Leroy's punting it away.
The kick over the head of Samirski. Great kick.
Fielded by Samirski, making moves.
So Clark with a great kick there, and that's going to flip the field for Leroy Kelmum. That's about as good as they could have asked for out of the punt. And LPW is going to take over at their own 38-yard line, 1st and 10. Packed house here at Letchworth High School. It is indeed senior night for both the boys soccer team and the football team. So a lot of fans on both sides watching from this joint press box as the fields are back-to-back. Really a great place to watch a game. 4-0 York Pavilion leading Letchworth Warsaw on the soccer field, however. Trying to spoil their senior night as here comes Leighton for a 1st down.
And that's 1st down yardage for the Dogs.
So Noah Leighton out of the backfield on 1st down, and that's a fresh set coming up for the Dogs.
Noah Leighton's favorite football team is the San Francisco 49ers.
I think everybody should boo Noah Leighton for about 5 seconds just because he's not a Bills fan. But then again, these are his friendly confines, so I guess he gets the benefit of the doubt. So here's the snap. Kelly, handoff off the right side. And it goes to Sumariski. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play.
Oh, excuse me. Maybe a gain of 2. I may have jumped the gun there. 2nd and 8. They gave him the old left foot spot. So 2nd and 8 coming up.
The player is set for 2nd and 8.
Kelly, handoff up the middle.
Another handoff.
And dragging tacklers with him is Noah Leighton across the line to gain for a 1st down. Noah Leighton will not be denied, as tough as they come. a state championship level wrestler. Has been in contention the past couple of years on the wrestling mat and showing that grit and determination on the football field now, dragging the Leroy Calmum defense across the line to gain for the first down. Oh, thank you, Robert. I appreciate the compliment.
Another handoff.
Another handoff for LPW. This one off the left side to Sumariski for a gain of about 7, 2nd and 3 coming up.
Sumariski with a gain of close to 7 yards. That brings up 2nd down.
So it's 2nd and a long 3 here for LPW as their offense has been clicking on all cylinders. They were forced to punt on the last drive, but aside from that, they've really been moving the football well. Running game, running game, running game for the Dogs offense. Kelly, handoff. Off the right side, McIntyre. Brought down, nice tackle made by Leroy Calmum's Cameron Ridgey, but not before McIntyre crosses the line to gain. First down for LPW. And they are closing in on the red zone ball, the 25-yard line. First and 10.
First down from the 25.
Kelly, snap, handoff. Sumariski bouncing off tacklers, off the edge, into the end zone for the touchdown. Sumariski extends the Dogs' lead. It's now 18-6. 2:47 remaining in the second quarter. Sumariski showing his speed, breaking a tackle in the backfield and gaining the edge, and the rest was history. LPW up by 2 scores. So here comes the 2-point attempt. Kelly, handoff to McIntyre off the right side, and he stops short. So 18-6, a 12-point game with Leroy Calmum getting set to take back over on offense. We'll take a quick break here on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network.
Don't disappoint me.
All right, closing in on halftime, 2:47 remaining in the second quarter. LPW set to kick it away to Leroy Calmum, ahead 18-6. Another ground ball to the right side, fielded by the Rivals, and they fall forward to the 40-yard line. That's where Leroy Calmum will begin its drive. First and 10, under 3 minutes to go until the break. I'd like to remind the viewers out there to also, along with all of our high school sports coverage on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network, also tune into the Right Here, Right Now podcast covering everything Buffalo Bills football, myself and Ajay Cybulski. 2 or 3 podcasts a week. Live from Orchard Park, Baltimore this week. I'll be headed down to M&T Bank Stadium tomorrow and excited to take in what should be a good game between the Bills and Ravens. Be sure to tune in, to our pregame and postgame shows. McClurg looking to throw, completes to Egling. What a play from McClurg to get that one away for a 6-yard gain. And a good job by Egling staying with the play, making himself available. And that gives Leroy Kelmum a chance here with the second quarter coming to a close, ball near midfield. Little improvisation there from McClurg as he was under duress, but able to shake the defender and get the pass away to his intended target, Egling. Closing in on the 2-minute mark, 2nd and 4, handoff, Boop across the line to gain, first down coming up for the Rivals. Big drive for Leroy Kelmum here. If you can go down the field, score before halftime, go into the halftime break with a head full of steam, that would be mighty, mighty important. We're going to have another clock reset here. Officials being a little bit anal about the clock, I think, and giving the clock operator here a little bit of a hard time. We're all doing our best. 1st and 10. Handoff to Boop off the left side, diving forward for a gain of 3. And a timeout is called. 2nd and 7 coming up. A flag is on the play as well. We'll see after the officials sort things out. Cheerleaders also making their presence felt here this evening, cheering on their dogs. This is Letchworth's senior night. Look at this crowd. We got the student section. Stands are packed. Stands for Leroy across the way. This is high school football at its best here in the Glow region. And here's the call. Unsportsmanlike conduct called against LPW. So that's going to move Leroy Kelmum forward and give them an automatic first down into Dogs territory. So that's going to improve Leroy Kelmum's field position here.
That moves the Rivals closer.
Just what the doctor ordered for Leroy Kelmum, while a major miscue for LPW. Got a 2-possession lead. You want to go into halftime feeling good about yourself. And all of a sudden, an unsportsmanlike conduct call has set up Leroy Kelmum at the Dogs' 30-yard line with 1.5 minutes remaining here. Fresh set of downs for the Rivals as well.
First down for the Rivals on the opponent's 30.
So an explanation between head official Pete McCabe and Letchworth Perry Warsaw head coach Justin Mann, and now we're all set to go.
I think I've been losing like 10 pounds over here. Sweating.
And McClurg under center sends Peter Clark in motion, flips it to Boop off the left side. Room to run, tripped up after a gain of 7. 2nd and 3 coming up. Clock will continue to wind inside 1.5 minutes remaining in the first half as Leroy Kelmum looks to work quickly here.
1:20 left.
No huddle. McClurg out of the shotgun now. Sumariski to his left. Egling in the slot. Hands it, not to Sumariski, to Boop. Leroy Kelmum's number 21. And that's a short gain. It's going to bring up 3rd and 1 for the Rivals here. Clock continuing to wind, near 1 minute remaining. 3rd and 1 coming up for Leroy Kelmum. McClurg out of the shotgun. Boop to his left. Hands it to Boop.
Another handoff.
Across the line to gain. That's going to be a first down. The clock will stop momentarily for the chains to move. And now a timeout called by the Rivals with 47 seconds remaining in the second quarter as Leroy Calmum inside the red zone, ball at the 17-yard line, looking for pay dirt. This game brought to you by Genesee Community College, Bubba's Landscape, Leroy Fire Department, the Spotlight Theater, Perry's Vets Memorial Association, Summit Family Dental Care, Zoom Total Fitness, and also Crazy Cheap Cars. So good action here on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Alex Brasky with you. Letchworth Perry Warsaw in the lead in the early going, but Leroy Calmum driving and looking to trim the deficit before halftime. 47 seconds remain. First and 10. Ball at the 19-yard line. McClurg, shotgun, has his man, a low throw, and it's complete. Across the line to gain. First down. Clock will stop momentarily for the chains to move. Couldn't quite see who the reception was made by. Clock starts now with 39 seconds remaining. Ball comes out. Ball still rolling around. Who's got it? Looks like Leroy Calmum fell on it, but the clock is still winding. 25 seconds remaining. Leroy Calmum does have possession. Costly mistake. Clock comes to a stop. Timeout called by Leroy Calmum with 25 seconds remaining. My, oh my. Helter-skelter here. As Leroy Calmum tried to go quickly, and the snap goes awry, and McClurg couldn't get a handle on it, and somehow Bowen was able to chase it down after running a route. And it's going to be second and about 20 from the 21. So Leroy Calmum, a once promising drive, now in dire straits. They really needed points on this one, the way the Letchworth Perry Warsaw offense moved the ball on the last drive. So here come the Rivals, back out onto the field, looking to convert the second and goal, from the 21. So second and goal for the Rivals here. McClurg back to throw, looking for a man downfield. Flushed out of the pocket, still looking. Has a man and it's complete. Egling is down at the 2-yard line. 16 seconds remaining. 12 seconds remaining now. 10 seconds remaining. Snap and the spike with 7 seconds remaining in this first half. McClurg to Egling. Big play sets up the Rivals at the 2-yard line. 6 seconds left here in the first half. Third and goal coming up for Leroy Calmum as they trail it by 12. So we have fourth and goal coming up now. I had the down and distance wrong. Fourth and goal. Nonetheless, 6 seconds left. This is likely to be the last play of the half as McClurg calls out the signals in the huddle. Rivals coming to the line in need of a score. One last play to get it done. 2 men wide to the right. It's Bowen and Clark, and a timeout is called. LPW calls for time to talk things over before this critical fourth down. As the Genesee Community College scoreboard, 18-6, LPW in the lead. 4th and goal from the 2, 6 seconds remaining in the second quarter of this Class C battle. Once again, make sure to like this live stream on YouTube. Also like it on Facebook as well. Be sure to share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel, all that jazz. Should be a good second half here, particularly if the Rivals are able to punch this one in. Crowd getting involved during this timeout. Cheerleaders pumping things up. And Letchworth AD Tyler King can't be contained in the press box. Big 4th down coming up. 6 seconds remaining in the first half. 2 men wide to the right. It's Clark and Bowen. 2 men in the backfield. Eggling the deep back. They hand it to him. He's stopped. Eggling didn't make it. And time is going to expire here in the second quarter. Officials sorting things out. We'll see if they do give him the touchdown. They do! Touchdown, Rivals! It didn't appear as if Eggling crossed the plane, but obviously I'm about a mile away. The officials come in, a delayed call for the touchdown, and it's now a 6-point game. Wow. Big play for the Rivals. Eggling, sheer will and determination to crash across the goal line from 2 yards out. And it looks like Leroy Calmum will kick the extra point to make it a 5-point game.
The Rivals set for the extra point. It's up.
Kick is up, and the kick is good. So Leroy Calmum goes into halftime with a wave of momentum
Halftime.
after the first half largely dominated by the LPW Dogs. What a turn of events. We'll be back with the second half of action in about 15 minutes' time. Alex Brasky with you on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. What a ball game. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Letchworth High School, the site of tonight's Section 5 Class C matchup. Letchworth Perry Warsaw hosting Leroy Calmum, and right now it is the Dogs out in front, 18-13 at halftime. Alex Brasky with you on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. It's been a good game thus far. LPW took the opening drive about 8 minutes down the field, punched in the first score of the game, took a 6-0 lead before Jack Egling returned about a 75-yard kickoff to the house to tie it at 6. Both teams missed their extra point, so it remained 6-6 before LPW came back with 2 straight touchdowns, 2 straight 2-point failures, and that made it 18-6 before Leroy took down the final drive before halftime, punched it into the end zone, made the PAT, and that makes it 18-13. Leroy Calmum's final score came as time expired in the second quarter, so the Rivals jogging into the halftime locker room with a head full of steam, but LPW really controlled a lot of that first half, so a lot to build on for the Dogs entering this second half of play. Thank you for joining us on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Be sure to like, share, subscribe this broadcast. You can do that on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure to tell your friends as well. We got a good second half coming up here at Letchworth High School. We'd like to thank our scoreboard sponsor here tonight, Genesee Community College. Would you like to explore careers in health and physical education? Learn more at genesee.edu/phys ed. Also, Bubba's Landscape, walkways, retaining walls, hardscapes, landscapes, tree and shrubs, bed maintenance, lawn care and fertilization, all mulches, triple ground, brown hardwood, black diamond, red okra, mushroom compost, and topsoil. Call 585-768-6578, 61 Lake Street in Leroy. That's Bubba's Landscape. Also, the Leroy Fire Department. Volunteer firefighters are needed. You must be 18 years or older to join. Payment for training programs upon completion. Be part of a great team at the Leroy Fire Department. Also, Spotlight Theater of Warsaw, 23 South Main Street in Warsaw. The movie line is 786-2222, or you can email the Spotlight Theater at spotlightofwarsaw@gmail.com. Also, the Perry's Vet Memorial Association would like to wish the Letchworth Perry Warsaw football team good luck this season and join them for their annual Rick Bell Run tomorrow. Registration begins at 10 a.m. Also, Summit Family Dental Care. Warsaw and Geneseo are where their offices are located. That's summitfamilydentalcare.com. Also, Zoom Total Fitness, open 24 hours, 7 days a week. $35 per month in membership fees. All new equipment. That is Summit Family Dental Care. And finally, Crazy Cheap Cars, the ultimate in price and selection in the Genesee region. Leroy Calmum receives the opening kickoff of the third quarter, and we are underway here in the second half as the Rivals, a big possession here as they look to make their way back and perhaps take the lead here over LPW. And listen to the Letchworth student section getting into it over here. I can only really get a corner of them due to our location in the press box, but they've been doing good work throughout this game. Lively crowd here this evening. 11:54 to begin this drive for Leroy Calmum, and I have 4th and 20 up there. It is not 4th and 20. 1st and 10 as McClurg tosses it out to Egling off the left side. Egling across the line to gain, and that's going to be a first down for the Rivals. Good start for Leroy Calmum. Jack Egling, who had that long kickoff return for a touchdown, continues to make an impact here this evening.
First and 10 again on the other side of the field. Another handoff.
Egling off the right side this time, dodging defenders in the backfield for a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. So Egling, the workhorse. They've also mixed in Boop, and they've also given the ball to Bowen in the passing game, and Cameron Ridgey the big man out of the backfield as well, and then you have McClure controlling it all, calling the
Second and
signals.
7 for the
Ridgie,
Rivals.
the up back. Egling, the deep back. McClurg under center. Man in motion is Peter Clark. A nice block delivered by Clark. But 3 LPW defenders waiting. And it's Lighton leading the way along with Zach Brown. And also in on the tackle, Jake McIntyre. 3rd down and 6 coming up for Leroy Calmum.
Third and 6.
So a big 3rd down for Leroy Calmum. They hand it to Egling. Burst through the line, and that's a 1st down for Egling.
Egling with another great run.
It moves the sticks inside 10 minutes remaining. Clock stops for the chains to move at 9:59. And we start it now. 1st and 10 coming up for the Rivals. This Leroy Calmum offense has looked mighty impressive on its past 2 drives. They've really settled in nicely and now looking to cap their 2nd straight touchdown drive. McClurg leading the way, approaching the red zone are the Rivals. Fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Pressure, dodging defenders. Gets it away, it's incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looks like we have a flag down the field. Could be an illegal man downfield called against the Rivals, and that is the call, an illegal man downfield.
Illegal man downfield.
So that's going to set back Leroy Calmum here. So often you see that on a broken play when the quarterback is dodging the pressure in the backfield. The offensive line is expecting that ball to come out at a certain time, and when it doesn't, they tend to get a little bit deeper downfield if they don't have anybody to block, and in that circumstance, it sets Leroy Calmum back to a 1st and 15 here.
1st and 15.
McClurg under center. Hands it to Ridgie, the up back.
Tries to bounce
Oh,
outside.
excuse me. I thought they handed it to Ridgie. Instead, it went to Egling off the left side. My apologies. Some misdirection, and it certainly tricked me. So 2nd and 11 as Egling takes it forward. Totally whiffed on that one, as I thought it went to Ridgie. Instead, it was Egling off the left side. So 2nd and 11, inside 9 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. A lot of ball control in this game from both sides. McClurg fakes the handoff, collides with Boop in the backfield, and that's a short gain, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage for a 3rd and 10. Well, that was certainly a miscommunication in the backfield, and it cost them. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Rivals. Here comes Bowen in from the sideline, replacing Boop. A passing down here for Leroy Calmum. Expect LPW to pin its ears back on the edges. It's been a good day for Aiden Miller. You've also seen Carter Pricer get some pressure in there as well.
3rd and 10.
Low snap. McClurg looking to throw. He has Bowen. It's complete along the sideline inside the 15. And that's going to be a 1st down for the Rivals. Big play through the passing game. McClurg to Bowen, and it moves the chains. Inside the red zone, ball placed at the 16 with 8 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The Rivals keep the drive alive. So Bowen, a big target, was left wide open near the sideline. A couple of yards after the catch as well. Pushed out of bounds. So here come the Rivals now. 1st and 10 from the LPW 15. McClurg will go under center. I formation. Handoff. Egling off the guard. Diving forward inside the 5. Great second effort. Fresh set of downs Coming up for the Rivals, it's 1st and goal. And an official's timeout. Looks like we may have a measurement here. Looked like a clear first down. This will be our 3rd measurement of the ball game. Really putting that chain crew, that volunteer crew to work. I think they're volunteer, or do they get paid?
Bringing out the chain game.
Volunteer typically. We're all volunteering our time in some regard in life. Good to see these men and women out here getting their face time and getting a true measurement. 1st and goal from about the 5-yard line. 7:48 remaining in the 3rd. Already 4 minutes taken off the clock by this Leroy Calmum offense. We'll see if they can punch it in.
1st and goal.
So here it is, the 1st and goal. Leroy Calmum packs it in. They hand it to Ridgie, bouncing off tacklers. And he's inside the 2, down at the 1. 2nd and goal coming up. So ball at the 2, I guess.
Still running.
So 2nd and goal from the
Ball at
2.
2-yard line. 2nd and goal.
See if they continue to pack it in here. I think that would be wise, the way they're pushing the pile up front. As Leroy offensive line doing quality work. 2 men wide, 1 to the right, 1 to the left. It's Bowen and Clark. Eggling deep in the backfield. Ridgie in motion to the left. McClurg dives forward across the goal line for the touchdown.
McClurg lunges forward for the touchdown.
And Leroy has taken its first lead of the game. It's 19-18 with 6:45 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Rivals march down the field, the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, and they take their first advantage of the ball game. Trailed by as many as 12, now ahead by 1, awaiting the 2-point try, looking to make it a 3-point game.
The Rivals ready for the 2-point try.
McClurg calling out the signals. Now we'll go under center. 2-point try, handoff, boop, diving across the goal line, and it's a conversion for the Rivals. 3-point lead for Leroy Calmum.
By 3.
And the Rivals faithful starting to feel it across the way. So a lead change in this one as Leroy Calmum has looked unstoppable on its last 2 possessions. We'll see if LPW can answer. They've also looked mighty strong on offense this evening. Great ball game here in Class C. The Genesee Community College scoreboard, 21-18. Leroy Calmum in the lead. This game also brought to you by Bubba's Landscape in Leroy. Also the Leroy Fire Department. Also Spotlight Theater of Warsaw. The Perry Vets Memorial Association. Summit Family Dental Care. Zoom Total Fitness. And of course, Crazy Cheap Cars. So here we go, getting ready for the ensuing kickoff following the Rivals touchdown
LPW.
as Leroy Calmum has taken the lead.
Quarter. Kick is off.
High kick. And it's bobbled. Ball rolling around. Who's got it? I think LPW fell on it. And they did.
LPW retains possession.
Coming on for that one was Sherman Johnson Myers. Kind of caught in between on that one. Was unable to secure the catch, but he was able to fall on it and maintain possession for the Dogs. So LPW begins this possession, 1st and 10, 6:42 remaining in the third quarter. Ball placed at their own 30-yard line, now trailing by 3. Snap, handoff.
It's a handoff. And taken down after
Short gain of about 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. So here's the 2nd and 7 for LPW. 3 backs in the backfield. Kelly under center, and the Rivals jumped. It's going to be 2nd and 2 now. So 2nd and 2 coming up for LPW as Leroy Kelmum hopped offside.
Offside on defense. It will now be 2nd and 2 for LPW.
Here's the 2nd and 2. Playbook wide open, and they look to throw. Kelly going deep, and it's nearly intercepted. Batted down. Nice pass breakup made there by Leroy Kelmum's Trent Kessler. That'll bring up a 3rd and 2. I mentioned before the play, playbook wide open on 2nd and 2. That's usually a time offenses like to dial up a shot play, and LPW got greedy, almost too greedy, as Kessler was almost there for the takeaway. Third and a short 2. 5:45 remaining here in the third. Handoff, a little bit of traffic in the backfield, but Sumariski able to push the pile forward near midfield. That's 1st and 10 coming up for LPW. Well-paced game here at Letchworth High School. A lot of running, a clean game as well. Not a lot of penalties from either side. Well-disciplined teams on display. This could be a preview of the Class C title game.
It's a handoff, takes it up the middle.
When it comes to that Class C bracket, you also obviously have to look at East Rochester Gananda. They really took it to Letchworth Perry Warsaw this past week, but long season to go. Adjustments can be made. I think with ERG and these two teams, really the class of Class C, as they say. So we'll see what happens down the road. Gain of 4, 2nd and 6 coming up for LPW.
2nd and 6 for the Dogs.
East Rochester Gananda, a very proud program year in and year out, so they will not be an easy out by any means come playoff time. And off to the up back, and Lighton burst through into the secondary. 1st down and more for LPW as Lighton tumbles forward for a gain of 10.
Another great game.
Kind of disappointing in Section 5 this year. A lot of teams decided to go independent. Not disappointing for those programs. They obviously have to make the decisions they need based on their individual program. I just mean in terms of the overall number of teams come sectional time. That will be whittled down to only a handful in some classes. But I'm sure the competition will still be strong, and we look forward to the sectionals down the road. Sumariski bouncing off tacklers, still on his feet, down finally at the 30-yard line. A gain of 5 on the play, 2nd and 5 coming up for LPW. And as I said before, they are on the move once again. This offense has been a well-oiled machine with the exception of one play.
Approaching 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
So 2nd and 6,
2nd and 6.
I guess,
30
coming
yard
up
line.
for LPW. Inside 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And somebody jumped early. It looked like it was LPW. This could be big for the Rivals.
That flag was a
And it's a false start on LPW. That's going to be 2nd and 11
It makes it
coming
2nd
up
and
now.
Second and 11 now.
Kelly looking to throw, rolling to his right. Now he pulls it down, looking to run, has the first down. Big play. Maddox Kelly moves the chain.
That's MK3 Magic.
My apologies on the clock. Sometimes I let it go a little too far. Trying to do too many things at once, but we're back where it's at. About 2.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. So the MK3 chant coming out from the student section. Lively as ever.
First and 10 from the red
So here's
zone.
LPW, 1st and 10, 19-yard line. Handoff to the up back.
Handoff goes outside.
Diving forward is Leighton. No gain on the play. So 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the previous
1:15
run.
remaining here in the third quarter. Leroy Calmum looking to hold firm, but LPW looking to regain the lead. McIntyre bouncing off one of his teammates, and that's a gain of 2. 3rd and 8 coming up.
Only a gain of 2 on second down. Brings up a big third down.
Inside a minute remaining here in the third. Genesee Community College scoreboard. Explore careers in health and physical education. Learn more at genesee.edu/physed. Third and 8. Big play here for the LPW offense. 4-down territory. Sumariski to the edge. Gain of 2. Swarmed by the Leroy defense. In on the tackle, Dylan Alcott and Joseph Reschke. 4th down coming up. It's going to be a 4th and 6. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter of play. We're going to head to the fourth. It's a 3-point Leroy Calmum lead here on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Big 4th down coming up. It's actually going to be a 4th and 8 coming up for Letchworth Perry Warsaw. We'd also like to thank, of course, Bubba's Landscape, the Leroy Fire Department, Spotlight Theater, the Perry Veterans Memorial Association, Summit Family Dental Care, Zoom Total Fitness, and Crazy Cheap Cars. And here are the cheerleaders once again getting involved and trying to get this crowd involved before this critical 4th down. So we're switching ends of the field as I shoot the sky for some reason. Reset our clock. 12 minutes. And a 4th and 8 coming up for LPW, trailing by 3. They once led by 12 late in the first half. All right, so 4th and 8 coming up to begin the fourth quarter. And the ball rests at the 17-yard line. So after these two teams have an oral discussion on the sidelines,
4th down. One of the biggest plays of the game coming up here.
and I'll get back to battle on the field. Kelly under center. 4th and 8. Fakes the handoff. Play action. Looking to throw. Deep downfield. Jump ball. Bowen intercepts it.
It's intercepted.
Leroy Calmon with the takeaway. Flags fly, but it's a turnover on 4th down. And Leroy Calmon is going to take over. We'll see what the call is on the run back. But what a play from Bowen. And Leroy Calmon regains possession here to begin the fourth, leading by 3.
Xavier Bowen came up with that interception.
So here comes the call, holding on the return.
It's called holding on the return, but Leroy still has
It's going to
the
be
ball.
1st and 10 coming up for the Rivals. We'll see where they mark it. 11:47 remaining in this fourth quarter. Critical drive coming up for the Rivals, looking to put the hammer down.
First and 10 for the Rivals, now on the 14-yard line.
First and 10 coming up for Leroy Calmon following the interception from Bowen. McClurg under center. Man in motion is Clark. They flip it to Egling, running behind blockers. Short gain of 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. What a ball game we have here on the Daily News Sports Network. Letchworth High School LPW led 18-6. Leroy Calmon has now scored 15 straight points, unanswered, and with possession early in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 6 here for Leroy Calmon. Another handoff to Egling, and this time he's stacked up. A loss of 1, 3rd and 7 coming up. The LPW defense looking to get its offense right back on the field. And an official's timeout.
Officials call time.
And it was an injured player for Leroy Calmon, and it's Egling. He'll be forced to take this critical 3rd down off. So Boop on for Egling. 3rd and 7. We'll call it 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6 coming up. The Dogs didn't need him to stop.
So the Rivals, 2 men wide. It's Clark and Bowen. Boop and Ridgey in the backfield. McClurg back to throw. Incomplete to Clark. Throw behind him. And it's going to be 4th and 6. And it looks like Leroy Calmon will be forced to punt it away. Big stop by the Dogs defense. Just what the doctor ordered. A 3 and out. And now LPW will look to take back over and potentially regain the lead. And it looks like it's going to be an illegal formation here, as I believe Leroy had 12 men in the huddle. So that's going to set Leroy back 5 yards. 4th and 11 coming up now.
Leroy sent back 5 yards for illegal formation.
And 4th and 11 coming up. The Rivals will punt it away.
4th and 11.
Back to return for LPW is McIntyre. Low snap, picks it up off the ground, does Clark, and it's a great kick. Inside the 40, it comes to rest at the 38. Boy, did Clark make the most out of that one. Low kick, scooped it off the grass, and booted it downfield to flip the field for for Leroy Calmon. 1st and 10 coming up for LPW. Ball at their own 38-yard line. At courtesy of the SUNY GCC scoreboard. Explore careers in health and physical education. Learn more at genesee.edu/phys ed.
38-yard line. 1st down.
So here is LPW trailing by 3 near midfield. And the play blown dead. Timeout called by Leroy.
That was a timeout called by Leroy.
Once again, we'd like to thank the rest of our sponsors here on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. And we get the timeout call. Also, the Spotlight Theater, Perry's Veterans Memorial Association, Summit Family Dental Care, Zoom Total Fitness, and Crazy Cheap Cars, which for some reason is taking a while to come up tonight. There it is. It's like me on Saturday mornings. It takes me a while to fire up the engines. All right, so here we go. 10-12 remaining in the 4th quarter. LPW with a 1st and 10 with the ball at their own 38-yard line to begin the drive. It's been a great ball game here at Letchworth High School. Alex Brasky with you on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Snap, handoff, Sumariski bouncing off defenders, gain of 2. 2nd and 8. Once again, be sure to like this live stream on YouTube. Share it with your friends. Like it on Facebook. Share it on Facebook. Make a call if you have to. Get anybody who'd like some good high school football to tune in. Got a great one on hand for you here this evening. And that hasn't always been the case. It's been a season of blowouts, not only on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network, but overall throughout Section 5. So really excited to have a good game on our hands here tonight. Handoff, Sumariski contacted in the backfield and brought down. A big play made by the Leroy defense. It was Luke Lathan bursting into the backfield. No gain on the play, 3rd and 8. Oh, and we got the homecoming crew coming up the stands here. Senior night and homecoming here at Letchworth. People posing for pictures. What a crowd we have on hand here. The Legends now. So 3rd and 8. Screen pass. on the backside. Big gain for LPW. Noah Lighton into the secondary. First down and more. He's pushed out of bounds at the Leroy Calmum 30-yard line. And LPW wanted a flag for unnecessary roughness. They don't get it. So misdirection, the Leroy Calmum defense sprinting to the left. The pass catcher leaks out to LPW's left. And down the far sideline goes Lighton, a gain of 40. And it's 1st and 10 for the Dogs.
Braden Napier, your phone is up here in the booth.
Handoff, Sumariski. Big gain, across the sticks, inside the 15.
The Dogs are rolling.
Here comes LPW, knocking on the door midway through this fourth quarter. Eight minutes remaining. LPW trying to cap this one off.
8 minutes left in the game.
Handoff, Sumariski. Blockers in front of him. Lighton leading the way. Sumariski into the end zone. LPW has regained the lead. .7:42 remaining in the fourth. Sumariski off the left side. 4-point lead for the Dogs. Awaiting the point after. Good snap, good hold, good kick. And it's a 4-point lead for LPW with 7:53 remaining on the clock here at Letchworth High School. What a response for LPW. The big gain on 3rd and 8 from Lighton down the left sideline, and then Sumariski with Lighton leading the way into the end zone for the score.
Another call for Braden Napier. Braden Napier, come up to the booth and get your phones.
Braden Napier, if you're watching, I don't know how you would be. Your phone's lost. They are calling for you to come up to the press box and retrieve your phone. So if you know Braden, if you're standing next to him, if you know somebody who might be near him, give Braden a call. He lost his phone here tonight. They've also been in search of 2 young children here tonight. Hopefully they track them down. A lot of people here. A lot of things can get lost in the shuffle.
Waiting to kick off.
So on the GCC scoreboard, 25-21. LPW back out in front, another lead change here in the second half. 1st and 10 coming up for Leroy Calmum from their own 42-yard line. Are you Braden? Show me your ID. How can you prove you're Braden? All right, we got Braden here. We're gonna do the honor system. No ID, couldn't prove it, but he looked like a Braden. We're gonna give him his phone. Here comes McClurg. Big gain on 1st and 10 into LPW territory. Across the 30, Brady McClurg sets up the Rivals. This is turning into a game of explosives here at Letchworth High School. And that can happen in the second half of games. Defenses wear down. A lot of players playing both ways. You get past one, and there's a lot of green grass in front of you. You saw it right there from McClurg. 1st and 10, ball at the 28. Approaching the 7-minute mark here in the fourth. McClurg turns, hands it off. Boop. Bopping his way through the Letchworth Perry Warsaw defense for a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8. coming up. Leroy Calmum taking its time, trying to work as much clock as they possibly can before what they hope ends in a touchdown. Second and 8, McClurg under center. 3 men in the backfield, Wishbone, handoff. It's Egling, dodging defenders, but he's tripped up. Nice play made by McIntyre. A gain of 2, 3rd and 6 coming up. Never mind, 3rd and 4 coming up for Leroy Calmum. So a gain of about 4 and a 3rd and manageable coming up for the Rivals.
3rd and 4 for the Rivals. Just under 6 minutes left in the game.
3rd and 4. McClurg under center. Play action, rolling to his right. Pressure in his face, evading defenders, and he dirts it. Smart play by McClurg to get rid of that one and live to fight another day. That'll bring up 4th and 4, however. Do or die situation coming up for Leroy Calmum. They need the conversion to keep the drive alive.
Another fun fact about Aiden Miller, his favorite athlete is Bo Jackson.
Aiden Miller, good to see he's got the club removed. Earlier this season in a game against Oakfield, Alabama, Elba, Miller went up and made a catch, or does he have the club removed? He might still have the club on, or do we have another guy with a club? No, we have another. I'll have to track that information down. I'll tell you that story later. Leroy Calmum, 4th and 4, big play in this game, and it looks like somebody jumped, and I think it was the Rivals.
Flag on the field, let's see who it is.
I think the Rivals jumped.
And it's a false start on the Rivals, that backs them up. That'll make it 4th and 9.
And it's a false start called on Leroy Calmum that will likely change the play call, now facing a 4th and 9. So my apologies for LPW. It's Zach Brown with the club on his left arm now, not making light of the injury he likely suffered, but Aiden Miller had the club on his arm earlier this season, went up to make an incredible catch deep down the field against Oakfield, Alabama, Elba. Just showing great will to haul in a deep throw with certainly difficult circumstances. And listen to this crowd on 4th and 9. The LPW defense in need of a stop. 5:37 remaining in the 4th. It's 4th and 9. Leroy Calmum out of the shotgun. McClurg looking to throw. He's rolling to his right, pulls it down, looking to run. He's not going to make it. It's a turnover on downs. LPW takes over.
It's a huge stop on defense. The offense is back on the field.
Plenty of time remaining. 4-point lead for the Dogs. 1st and 10 coming up from their own 25-yard line.
First and 10 on the 25. 5 minutes and 29 seconds remaining in the game.
1st and 10 for LPW. Handoff to the left side. Gain of 5. 2nd and 5 coming up.
After a gain of 5.
Once again, this game sounded like I was from Louisiana for a second. This game brought to you by SUNY GCC. Explore careers in health and physical education. Learn more at genesee.edu/physed. 2nd and 5 coming up for LPW. They'll look to work the clock on this possession. Leroy Kelmum, I believe, with 3 timeouts.
2nd and 5. Another handoff.
And the handoff was faked as Kelly is brought down in the backfield for a loss. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 6.
Brings up a 3rd and long.
Leroy Kelmum 1 play away from getting off the field defensively.
A big 3rd down here. Now 4:15 left in the 4th quarter. First down would be huge.
Approaching the 4-minute mark, 3rd and 6. LPW to the line.
Players set at the
3
line of
men in the backfield. Kelly under center, turn around. Handed off to the up back and into the secondary across the line to gain. Goes Noah Lighton. That moves the sticks and keeps the drive alive. Big 3rd down conversion for the Dogs, and now 1 or 2 first downs from putting this game away. Rivals, I believe, with 3 timeouts, and I think they'll start to use them on this set of downs. 3:20 remaining. Handoff to the up back. Once again, it's Lighton for a 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8 coming up.
For a short gain of 2.
No timeout for the Rivals quite yet. A lot of time's going to run off the clock here. If the Rivals don't use their timeouts on this set of downs, it would leave them with, I believe, under a minute remaining if they were to not use a timeout on after 2nd or 3rd down. Handoff, Sumariski off the left side. Slicing through defenders, now pushing the pile is big number 63, Carson Bliss. And that's near a first down. 3rd and 3 coming up, and the Rivals do use a timeout now. So 2:20 remaining here in the 4th quarter. It's going to be a 3rd and 3, 2:26, excuse me. And a 3rd and 3 coming up for LPW. If they get a first down here on this down, that would force the Rivals to use another of their timeouts. It would be interesting to see if they'll use it. If they don't convert, I would imagine they'll use it either way. Back and forth game here. LPW led 18-6. Leroy Kelmum came back, took a 21-18 lead, and then LPW responded, and it's now 25-21 with 22:26 remaining here. A 3rd and 3 coming up for LPW. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Like this post on both YouTube and Facebook. Share it on both YouTube and Facebook. Make sure all your friends, family, and fans get a hold of this one. Even those in attendance might want to see it on the rewatch. This has been an impressive performance from both sides. It's coming down to the wire. 3rd and 3 coming up for LPW. Leroy Kelmum in desperate need of a stop as they hope to hold on to hope here at Letchworth High School. Critical down coming up for LPW. Snap, handoff. Crashing across the line to gain is McIntyre. That's a first down for the Dogs. And that may have been the dagger here this evening. The clock will continue to roll. 2:10 remaining now. The Rivals do not use a timeout, and they're going to have to go for the strip now.
Now the I Believe chant starting in the student section. Keep it going. Keep it going.
And now a timeout called, I believe, by the officials. 1:59 is on the clock, so I'm going to reset mine. Not sure what happened. Oh, we had an injury. And look at this Dogs team getting rowdy here. As big number 75, Nick Cummins, doing the Ed Oliver, trying to get the crowd involved. So an injury on the play, as it was Carson Bliss who had to come off the field. Substitution made, and now we're back to action. Letchworth Perry Warsaw letting the clock run down. 1st and 10. They've crossed midfield. Ball at the 46-yard line. Snap. Handoff to Sumariski. Off the left side. Bouncing off Bowen. Across the 35. 1st and 10 for the Dogs. This one all but over at Letchworth High School. And the Dogs can feel it. Both of these teams marked this one on their schedule during the preseason, knew it would be a tough matchup, and this one's lived up to its billing, and the home team just 60 seconds away from victory. And a timeout called by the Dogs. They're gonna savor this one here on Letchworth's senior night. 51 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, SUNY GCC, Bubba's Landscape, the Leroy Fire Department, Spotlight Theater, the Perry's Vets Memorial Association, Summit Family Dental Care, Zoom Total Fitness, and of course, Crazy Cheap Cars. Also, be sure to tune in to the Right Here, Right Now podcast previewing this weekend's Bills-Ravens matchup. Available on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Myself and Ajay Cybulski. Updates from practice. Terrell Bernard's return this week for the Bills, and a little bit of a preview for the game coming up on Sunday night. Victory formation for LPW. They take a knee. It will require one more, and then this great crowd will send them off into the night at 3-1. That's going to do it here from Letchworth High School. The Dogs win it 25-21, a back-and-forth affair. And my name is Alex Brasky for the Batavia Daily News Sports Network, signing off here from Letchworth High School. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for coming out to tonight's game. Please, everybody, drive home safely. Any trash in your area in the bleachers, if you could please carry to the nearest trash can, would be greatly appreciated.